Last year, the four of us, and so many gathered in this hall, said goodbye to a cherished friend. The AIPAC family mourned the passing of a wise and wonderful woman, and the world lost an amazing leader.
Naomi Lauter was the mother of our pro-Israel movement. She was a trailblazer, a pioneer, a woman of compassion and strength. Naomi was beloved, and she loved us all back. She was among the very first people AIPAC founder Cy Kennan turned to when he began building the membership of America's pro-Israel lobby.
Naomi was one of the few long-serving AIPAC professionals who remembered the dark world before there was an Israel, and the world of joy when Israel was reborn. Both of those worlds inspired her determination and her perseverance.
When AIPAC made the decision to create regional offices in the early 1980s, Naomi was the person to whom we turned. We needed someone who could recruit and inspire and mobilize communities around the world and reflect that strength back to Washington, D.C. And that's exactly what Naomi did when she opened AIPAC's first regional office in San Francisco. There was no predecessor at the time. There was no template. There were only her ideas and her strategy. And what she built in San Francisco, AIPAC implemented and replicated. And we grew and have succeeded in large measure because of Naomi's vision.
Before there was a Facebook or LinkedIn, there was Naomi. She created meaningful relationships with people in the Jewish, civil rights, and political communities. When my family moved to San Francisco in 1969, Naomi was the first friend I made. We were neighbors who quickly bonded over our children and politics and shared a love for Israel. My family would regularly go to the Lauters for Seder, and they would come to our house for Christmas Eve. Together we shared birthdays, bar and bat mitzvahs, weddings, and so many of life's little moments in between. And so many of Naomi's family members are here today. Her son Sammy, her daughter-in-law Deborah, but children, Stephanie too, children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. The Lauter family. In talking about Naomi, it was impossible not to talk about Bob, too. He was wonderful. But Naomi knew you and your family and what was happening in your world. And even more importantly, she knew what you were capable of accomplishing long before you understood it yourself.
In later years, Naomi crisscrossed the country, creating activist councils wherever she went. And she focused on diversity. Did we have enough representation from different synagogues, churches, federations, big cities, small towns, political parties, ages, backgrounds, men and women? Naomi loved this conference. She loved catching up with old friends and making new ones. She loved the energy and the enthusiasm exhibited by our high school and college delegates and the excitement of all of us in such big numbers going to Capitol Hill with one unified message.
Naomi loved Israel. For Naomi, Zionism and progressive values lived side by side in reinforcing concert. She wasn't naive. She wasn't Pollyannish. She saw Israel for what it is, with all that was magical and all that was miraculous, and even, yes, all that was a little maddening. But Naomi never lost heart. She never turned her back or backed down. and she wouldn't want us to lose heart either.
Naomi loved America. Naomi loved the political process that allowed us all to be so much and do so much together. And she relished working with our political leaders whose votes could transform the whole world. She never was cynical about politics, and she would be mortified if we did. She would want us to find a way to work together, to come together across parties, ideologies, and personal opinions, right wing, left wing, and everything in between.
May the memory of our dear friend be a blessing and an inspiration. May Naomi's example remind us every day of how important it is to stand up, to speak out, and to choose to lead. Thank you so much for honoring Naomi Lauter today.